So, Dr. Ruth, it feels like everyone talks about relationships these days, but we rarely get into the nitty-gritty of how different types really work. I mean, a friendship is wildly different from a marriage, right?
Ah, you're so right. I always say, people use the word relationship like it's ketchup. You slap it on everything. But a friend, a lover, a spouse, even your neighbor, you barely know. It's like comparing apples, oranges, and a slice of good German cake.
I have to admit, sometimes I treat all my connections the same. But it's a bit like wearing hiking boots to a fancy dinner, just not quite the right fit.
And you wouldn't wear your pajamas to a business meeting, I hope. Each type of relationship has its own secret handshake, its own etiquette, and its own way of making you either laugh or pull your hair out. Let's dive into the first one, Ja?
Friendships, they can totally make or break your week. What makes friends so important compared to, say, a partner?
With friends, you get the freedom to be a little silly, a little vulnerable, without worrying if they'll judge you for eating an entire pizza by yourself. Friends are your emotional schnitzel. They comfort you and sometimes give a little tough love when needed.
That's true. My best friend once told me my haircut looked like a hedgehog, and I still love her for it. Is there a line you shouldn't cross with friends, though?
Oy vey, you bet. Friendship needs boundaries. Too much advice or borrowing money can turn smiles into frowns. But the beauty is, with friends you often build trust over years, not with fireworks, but with tiny sparks like remembering your birthday or picking you up from the airport at 6 a.m.
Now, romance, some say it's just friendship with benefits, but I'm guessing there's a lot more to it?
Oh, my dear, romantic partners get the front row ticket to your heart's circus. It starts with butterflies, but as I always say, eventually the butterflies need to land and do the laundry. Romance is about passion, yes, but also about learning to argue without throwing the dishes.
It sounds intense. So what makes romance so tricky compared to just being friends?
The emotions run hot, like a good cup of cocoa, sometimes too hot. There's attraction, expectation, and a little fear of losing the magic. But if you can keep laughing together and talk about things like socks on the floor or who forgot date night, you keep the connection strong.
Okay, let's get to marriage, the big one. People say tying the knot changes everything. Is that true even for the happiest couples?
It's like moving from a bicycle to a tandem you can pedal alone. But if you don't steer together, you crash. Marriage brings the legal stuff, the shared bills, sometimes kids or schnauzers, and the tiny things like toothpaste wars and thermostat debates.
Last week we got stuck on what color to paint the kitchen. I didn't realize that could feel like high-stakes diplomacy.
That's marriage. It's daily negotiation, but also routine comfort. The trick, as I always say, never stop flirting, even if you're arguing about laundry. And always have 2 tubes of toothpaste, trust me.
Acquaintances, they're the folks you wave to at the elevator but barely know their last names. Why do these relationships matter?
It's funny, isn't it? These are the people who might lend you a pen, or one day help you find your runaway dog. You don't share secrets, but you share little smiles, a sense of belonging in the world. Small talk in the hallway can be a lifeline on a bad Monday.
I never realized how those tiny moments could brighten your day. Sometimes the best advice comes from someone you barely know, just because they see things differently.
Exactly. Acquaintances keep us connected to the wider human circus. And who knows, today's stranger could be tomorrow's friend, or even more. Life has a way of surprising us, if we just say hello.
Now my head's spinning a bit. Can people shift between these categories? Like, can a friend become a romantic partner? Or even an acquaintance turn into something deeper?
Oh, absolutely. Life loves a plot twist. Sometimes the person you only grabbed coffee with becomes your closest confidant, or a friend you joked with starts making your heart flutter. Relationships are like soup, they change flavors as you add new ingredients.
That actually reminds me of my old neighbor, years of awkward waves. And then one day we bonded over lost keys. Now he's a close friend.
That's the magic. You never know where the next important person will come from. Stay open, laugh a little, and remember, every type of relationship adds a different spice to your life's stew.